Calcium is an essential mineral for maintaining strong bones and teeth, supporting muscle function, and ensuring proper nerve signaling. While dairy products are often highlighted as the primary source of calcium, a plant-based diet can also provide ample amounts of this vital nutrient. For those who follow a plant-based lifestyle, whether for health, ethical, or environmental reasons, knowing where to find calcium in non-animal foods is crucial. One of the best plant-based sources of calcium is leafy green vegetables. Kale, collard greens, and bok choy are particularly rich in this mineral. For example, 1 cup of cooked collard greens provides about 266 milligrams of calcium, which is roughly 26% of the daily recommended intake for adults. Spinach is another leafy green that contains calcium, but it also has oxalates, compounds that can reduce calcium absorption. This doesn't mean spinach should be avoided, but it's good to pair it with other calcium-rich foods to maximize intake. Fortified foods are another excellent option for those on a plant-based diet. Many plant-based milks, such as almond, soy, and oat milk, are fortified with calcium to match or even exceed the levels found in cow's milk. A single cup of fortified soy milk can provide around 300 milligrams of calcium, similar to dairy milk. Fortified orange juice and cereals are also convenient ways to boost calcium intake, especially for those who may not consume large quantities of leafy greens. Nuts and seeds are not only great for snacking but also contribute to calcium intake. Almonds, for instance, contain about 76 milligrams of calcium per ounce, about 23 almonds. Chia seeds and sesame seeds are also noteworthy. Just 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds offers around 88 milligrams of calcium. Tahini, a paste made from sesame seeds, can be used in dressings or spreads to add both flavor and nutrition to meals. Legumes, including beans and lentils, are staples in many plant-based diets and provide a modest amount of calcium. White beans, in particular, stand out with approximately 130 milligrams of calcium per cooked cup. Tofu, made from soybeans, is another versatile option. Depending on how it's processed, tofu can contain between 250 to 800 milligrams of calcium per half-cup serving. Always check the label to see if calcium sulfate was used in its preparation, as this significantly increases its calcium content. While these foods are rich in calcium, absorption is just as important as intake. Factors like vitamin D levels, overall diet, and even the way foods are prepared can influence how well the body absorbs calcium. For example, soaking nuts and seeds before eating them can reduce phytates, compounds that may inhibit calcium absorption. Pairing calcium-rich foods with vitamin D sources, such as mushrooms or fortified cereals, can also enhance absorption. For older adults, ensuring adequate calcium intake is especially important to maintain bone density and reduce the risk of fractures. Young people, on the other hand, can benefit from building strong bones early in life. Regardless of age, a well-planned plant-based diet can meet calcium needs effectively. The key is variety. Incorporating a mix of leafy greens, fortified foods, nuts, seeds, and legumes into daily meals ensures a steady supply of this essential mineral. Beyond the well-known sources of calcium in a plant-based diet, there are other foods and strategies that can help meet daily requirements. For instance, certain fruits contribute small but meaningful amounts of calcium. Oranges, figs, and blackberries are examples of fruits that contain this mineral. 1 medium orange provides about 52 milligrams of calcium, while 5 dried figs offer around 135 milligrams. Including these fruits as snacks or dessert can be a simple way to add more calcium to the diet. Seaweed is another unconventional but potent source of calcium, especially for those who enjoy exploring diverse cuisines. Varieties like wakame and kelp are rich in minerals, including calcium. However, it's important to consume seaweed in moderation due to its high iodine content, which can affect thyroid function if overconsumed. Herbs and spices might not be the first things that come to mind when thinking about calcium, but some, like dried basil and thyme, contain surprising amounts. For example, 1 tablespoon of dried basil has about 63 milligrams of calcium. While these are typically used in small quantities, incorporating them regularly into cooking can contribute to overall calcium intake over time. For those who enjoy baking or cooking at home, using blackstrap molasses as a sweetener can be a clever way to add calcium. Just 1 tablespoon of blackstrap molasses provides around 180 milligrams of calcium, along with iron and other nutrients. It can be used in oatmeal, smoothies, or even barbecue sauces for a nutrient boost. Another consideration for optimizing calcium intake is meal timing. Spreading calcium-rich foods throughout the day can improve absorption, as the body can only process a certain amount of calcium at once. For example, having fortified cereal with plant-based milk for breakfast, a kale salad with tahini dressing for lunch, and a tofu stir-fry for dinner ensures a steady supply of calcium. It's also worth noting that some dietary habits can hinder calcium absorption. Excessive consumption of caffeine or sodium, for instance, can increase calcium excretion through urine. While this doesn't mean coffee or salty foods need to be eliminated entirely, balancing them with calcium-rich meals can help mitigate their effects. For individuals who may struggle to meet their calcium needs through food alone, supplements can be an option. However, it's generally recommended to prioritize whole foods, as they provide additional nutrients like fiber, antioxidants, and vitamins that work synergistically with calcium. If supplements are necessary, consulting a healthcare provider can help determine the right dosage and form, such as calcium citrate or calcium carbonate. In summary, a plant-based diet offers numerous ways to obtain sufficient calcium, from leafy greens and fortified foods to nuts, seeds, and even herbs. By paying attention to food choices, preparation methods, and overall dietary patterns, people of all ages can maintain healthy calcium levels without relying on animal products. Education and mindful eating are the cornerstones of ensuring that a plant-based diet supports long-term bone health and overall well-being.